Hi everyone. So we are going to try this live video one more time, or not one more time, we're going to try it a few more times. We're hoping to give weekly or maybe monthly updates on where we are as a family, and hopefully this will allow some folks to not be as scared of cancer, to help them to understand how to help others with cancer, and then also for our closest friends, it will provide a really nice way in order to allow you to know where we are and our update. So we're going to talk about three things today. First is the importance of a self-exam. The second is just, a thank you and talking about gratitude. And then the third part we're going to talk about is where we are in our lives. So if you're not interested in that, you can just click off once we're done with the most important things. So I actually didn't watch my live video because I've lived it and I don't need to see it, and I heard I used a couple curse words, and if anyone's met me, I sometimes have a potty mouth, but anyways, I did want to apologize for that, and hopefully you can still show it to your young children, but the one thing I wanted to talk about was the importance of the self-exam, and I know I touched on it briefly, but for those of you that don't know, I'm just turned 32 years old on April 1st, and I have a 7-month-old, and so I gave birth to him on September 9th, and I'm pretty diligent about going to the doctor, and so at my 6 or 7 week checkup, I got my annual PAP, and then I also was given my breast exam. Nothing to say against my OBGYN. I'm grateful. I'm still going to her. She called me sobbing when she found out, but she didn't feel the cancer, and it was definitely in there. It was. I have a slow growing tumor. It's not anything fast. So anyways, this is just going over once again the importance of you doing your own exam. And if men are watching, please remind your wives to do their self-exam. So we got this handy little best breast practices from the Cleveland Clinic Akron General. It suggests starting your breast exams at age 20, 7 to 10 days after your period. And at the same time every month if you don't have your periods anymore for whatever reason. If you have a clinical breast exam with a physician, every 3 years at least, starting at age 20 and annually after age 40. This annoys me. Since I spoke about this last week, I have heard nonstop that someone has heard of someone, or someone's friends with somebody, or somebody's cousin or sister or brother, or someone knows someone who has had breast cancer under the age of 40. People keep saying, oh, why you? Why did this happen? You're so young. It no longer is a shock to me. It was. This is just not being talked about, and it needs to be spoken about more. I'm telling you, I have been reached out to by so many people. So anyways, then you have to get your annual screenings starting at age 40, because that's when insurance will cover them for mammograms. And if somebody in the healthcare profession knows how to get around that loophole, let me know. But I'm sure there is a way that if you have a family history that you can get exams. But again, what I've heard at least is that 80% of cancers aren't familial, so they're not genetics. And that's my dog in the background because this is definitely live. Anyways, so shout out to Tommy. So 3 ways to perform the breast self-exam: in the shower or the tub, in front of the mirror, or lying down. Google it, learn it, put a little sticky note. I think I spent more time on Pinterest and planning what shoes I was going to wear for my wedding probably than giving me breast exams. And let me tell you, I don't really care what shoes I was wearing on my wedding day, and now I just care about my life and my family's. So that's the first part. Second part is thank you for all the support. We've gotten so many gifts and outpouring of love and so many positive vibes from all of you, and we really appreciate it. And I just want to put a special thank you, to those who have also reached out to my husband. And I think that the caregiver or the person who is part of your life, whether it be your mom or your dad or your children, are really often forgotten. And those are people that are really affected as well. And, my husband looked at me, Michael, when this happened, and he's like, you keep on talking about yourself. This is our family. And he has made it that way from the very beginning. He's been to almost every appointment with me and held my hand and constantly reminded me of the importance that we do this together, and we're going to come out the other side of this together. And I'm just really appreciative. So when you get a moment, just remember that for all those who have something bad going on with them, there's somebody that loves them and cares for them that's being really affected too, that might bear a lot of the burden. Think I'm a baby, doesn't even know what's going on, and Tommy, I don't know, he's 10 years old, and I don't think he cares. Anyways, so on that, just a little update on where we are. Last Monday, we met with Dr. Silverman at University Hospitals and decided to go with her. Again, this was just through fate that we were connected through Lauren Reisick. It was just groundbreaking meeting with her and hearing her, and she's very thorough. And so due to my weaning, or due to the possibility of a second breast cancer, I will be having an MRI on Tuesday, MRI on Tuesday on my other breast, my left breast, because it just looks very dense and there's some odd areas, and they just want to make sure it's not cancer. Again, it wouldn't be the same type of cancer, it would just be another breast cancer. And again, as my doctors have told me, I've said, please just take my boobs. I've about had it, even though I know clinically it doesn't matter. Anyway, so Monday we met with them, spent the whole day in ultrasounds and mammograms, and a very nice nurse gave me her meatloaf lean cuisine. We went shopping and got more vitamins and things to make sure that my digestive tract is going to be in top shape for when we start the chemo next Friday. On Tuesday, we had my port placed. So you can see that. The doctors did that at university hospitals. If anyone's getting a port placed, one thing that I found interesting was, and I'm sure they do it at all hospitals, but they asked me to keep wearing my bra so they could see where my bra lay so that it wouldn't irritate the port. I thought that was really sensitive. The third thing, Wednesday, I got my wig. Hardest day, also because my son had an ear infection and I got no sleep the night before. And I broke down. Because I like to think that, I've always associated myself with a positive personality, somebody that wants to give back, but I've also enjoyed, I feel like, having partially okay looks, and I've never really looked in the mirror and been like, oh God, what happened? Other than, I guess, when I just wake up, because I sweat a lot at night when I sleep, and so, Anyways, so I think that losing my hair is something I identify with, and it's really tough, and so I'm not gonna lie, I cried for about 30 minutes, and then I got up, went with Jen McDonald, my mother-in-law, and my son, and we looked at different wigs for me to wear. Of course, my wig is back ordered, so now I have 2 wigs because the second runner-up was more expensive than the first, and so it was worth just getting 2 wigs, and it's the price of my 1 wig. I also went to Stewart's Caring Place, which is the local cancer outreach and just wellness center, an area where they offer, yoga, support groups, etc., wigs, and just well-being for the entire family of those who are affected by cancer. So I went there as well on Wednesday. On Thursday, I went to a hormonal specialist, and I had my blood taken so that we could see where I was as a baseline, so that when hopefully I come out on the other side of this, we're able to see how to nip this in the butt and make it never come back again, and look at where I am from a health perspective and now versus hopefully where I'll be after chemo, and I know that's going to be worse. So blah, blah, blah. Friday, went to the dentist, very important, and had a couple other appointments for blood draws. Dental health is really important, and I'm realizing that more and more. So if you have somebody that got diagnosed with cancer, try to remind them that they need to go see the dentist before they get chemo. So that's it. Saturday, I bought my wig, and I enjoyed some time with friends and family, and today we went to church, and I'll leave it with this, that the pastor spoke about this book called, oh no, it's Waiting Something Something, and it is, maybe I have it on my phone. It was really nice, though. Yeah, it is. Here it is. Waiting is Not Easy, and it's a kid's book, and it talked about this, I think it was like an elephant and maybe a giraffe or something were waiting. I paid attention, I swear, but I have a 7-month-old who was also needing me. they were talking about the importance of just being in the moment, but then also this little giraffe didn't want to wait, and the elephant took him outside, and it was turning dark, and there was a lot of darkness, and I think the giraffe got scared, and the elephant's like, you need to just wait. And all of a sudden, a few hours later, and I'm totally butchering this story, but the idea is that the stars came out. And I just have to say that through my darkness, a lot of stars have shone. I have a lot of friends, and I have a community here in Akron, and back in Metro Detroit and Chicago and many other areas that I'm so internally grateful for. And I feel bad for those people that do not have what Michael and I have, because your compassion, your jokes, the gifts, like real quick, we've got a whole stack in there of things that people have sent us. They're so sweet, and they really help us get us through some of the tougher times, because it's not always easy, and we have our down moments, but then we pop up, because you know what? Like I said, the only thing I'm scared of doing is dying. Even though I am, I do have faith, I want to be here. I want to be here for my son. So, with that said, if you know of someone who has cancer that may not have other people there or other diseases, reach out to them, because having you in our lives has been such a blessing. And I am so grateful for everything that everyone has done. Prayers, positive vibes, thoughts. It's going to be tough. I have chemo this Friday, and then I'm going back to work, and it's just really hard to balance everything. So thank you for everything everyone's done. So with that, that's our update. I think I covered everything that I wanted to in my 3 little bullet points. But I love you lots, and if you stayed through the 12 minutes, blah, boring. Hopefully you fast forwarded. But we love you, and remember to do your self-exams, and remember to tell your cousins and your little sisters and everyone to do your exams. You are your own advocate. You are the only advocate for you when it comes to your health. Maybe some of your family members are, but don't forget to check your breasts. You are going to be the one that knows them, not your OB. Ask for advice as to how to tell like a breast feeding lump from a regular lump from a cancerous lump. But you are the only one that can advocate on yourself. So speak up and be safe and be kind to one another, like Ellen says, and we love you lots. And next time I do this, I will have had 1 bout of chemo under my belt, which we're still looking for names for. Medicine, something else, something pretty cool. But we love you. Bye. Oh, and Tommy. It's kind of lame. All right, love you.